Sam, welcome to Do I Sound Like I Care, the podcast.
Thank you for inviting me.
I'm particularly grateful to you for coming in because today is a little bit of a different episode of the podcast.
Yep.
And we'll just set the scene for everybody listening and for those watching. We are being filmed today for the BBC Morning Live programme, who are wonderful. They're going to basically be doing a piece about dementia carers, which we are very, very grateful for because we're all about getting carers' voices heard.
Absolutely.
And this is us. So, yes, if you hear any clunking in the background, those listening, and if you see anybody with a camera, try to ignore it.
Yeah.
So, yes.
Throw me in at the deep end, Louise.
Well, yes, not only are you going to... This is your first time on a podcast. Is it your first time being filmed?
Yes.
Okay, so don't worry about it. It'll all be fine, I hope. So... Let's get down to business. So you and I know each other through our mums.
Exactly, yeah.
They both attended the same day centre. Which is in Manchester, is run by Age UK.
That's right. Wonderful team.
Oh, a wonderful team and wonderful respite.
Yeah.
I mean, a day centre, what a godsend that is.
Yeah, absolutely. A full day.
Yes.
Absolutely amazing.
Day. You can plan to have those few hours where, you know, if you
Sleep.
Is that what you do?
Sleep. Yeah. If I'm off work, I'll just sit and sleep.
Oh, catch up on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well, you just kind of have that low-level carer exhaustion that just is kind of permanently with you. So, yes, the day centre, absolute godsend. And we're very lucky our mums became friends at the day centre.
Absolutely.
But also... they attended the same groups as part of the Together Dementia support charity, which I've talked about on the podcast before because they are amazing and sort of fill in the gaps that aren't there in the system.
Exactly.
Allow us to connect as carers.
Yeah.
They support carers, and there's a wonderful WhatsApp group, which... I don't know what I'd do with that.
Absolutely.
I don't know about you.
For me, they're amazing.
Yeah.
Because there's just, I can phone them anytime, even if I'm just having a bad day and I just want to sit and moan about something. Yeah. There's always someone at the end of that phone that I can just speak to, get advice, practical advice from. Yeah. You know, because no 2 days are the same and... what my mum might do one day or start doing, at least I can phone up and say, she's doing this now, is this normal? You know, and I get, it's perfectly normal, normal, but nobody trains you.
Oh, absolutely not.
So, you know, it's like, how do you know?
Well, I say this all the time, that when you start your caring journey, it doesn't come with a manual.
No.
You know, if only we had, here's what to expect.
Yeah.
How was it when your mum got her diagnosis?
So my mum was diagnosed in 2014 with Alzheimer's.
Wow. So how long is that now? 11 years?
11 years, but I know she had it for 2 years before that. I'd go to my mum's every night after work and I'd say, oh, are you okay, blah, blah, blah. And I'd tell her something about work and then she'd go, about 10 minutes later, so what did you do today then? Where have you been? And I thought, this isn't normal.
Yeah.
So I went to my GP, because we share the same GP, and I went and I said, well, I'm here, can I just mention my mum? I'm really concerned about her. Told them what was happening, and the GP said, don't worry about it, but we'll mark it on her notes and we'll see. Next time she's in, we'll see.
Good.
And I got a phone call at work from her GP to say, Mum's just been in. She didn't tell me what for, but she just said, we've done a memory test and she's failed it miserably.
Phew. That's a relief, actually.
I'm not the one that's going mad.
Yes. Oh, that's
so I was like, brilliant. So what happens now? We'll refer you to the hospital. She'll go for a brain scan. So then we had to go and see a consultant and she had to do all other memory tests. And then this doctor just said, yep, she's got Alzheimer's. So I was like, okay. So what happens now? What do we do?
Yeah.
About 4 weeks later, a nurse came to my mum's house. She said, and I'll never forget it, she said, right, you take this tablet, one a day, and that's it. So I said, so when will she be followed up? When do we have to go for appointments? And she said, oh, you don't. that's it now, we're discharging you.
Yeah.
And it was like, what do you mean you're discharging her? She's just been given a diagnosis of Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
No, you just, with your GP now, any problems, go and see your GP. And that was it.
That's just so typical.
And then 1 year led to 2 and 3, and I could see that her memory was getting worse, as were things like with money. She was on a pension, so she'd get a pension on a Monday. She was great one. She always on the market. That was her thing, the market.
Yeah.
Oh my God, all my friends on the market.
Oh.
But she was coming home, and then going back again because she'd forgotten she'd already been that day.
Right.
And then by Wednesday, she'd say to me, I've got no money left. And it's like, but where's your money gone?
That's really worrying, isn't
And
it?
I didn't know where this money was going, so I then had to take over. I'd collect it for her, and then I'd just give her so much per day to spend, because she was still going shopping all the time. Usually buying me things, you know.
That's
I'd come
very
home
kind.
from work and it'd be like, I've got you a pair of shoes, and I had so many pairs of shoes.
Was that her thing,
that
buying
was her
shoes?
things.
Okay.
You know, like, Mum, you bought me a pair of shoes yesterday. I know, but I bought you another pair. You know, these are different. So I'd have to space her money out quite a lot and just give her bits throughout the week. And then ensure her bills were paid, because she couldn't do that.
So losing that ability.
She was losing that ability.
Yeah.
And then I noticed, I thought to myself, she looks like she's losing weight.
Okay.
But she had all this food in the house. She was always buying food, because that was her thing, shopping. So...
But she wasn't cooking, she wasn't eating it.
She told me she was. But I didn't know whether she'd eaten or not.
You don't know what's true and what isn't.
What's true and what isn't. So then I thought, right, how am I going to manage this? Because I was still, as I am now, working full time, but I was hospital based. I was in the office every day. So it was actually a friend who said, put cameras in a house. So that's what I did. We set up all these cameras, and I said, Mum, I'm putting these in just so I can keep an eye on you in the house, and just in case anyone comes in. Well, she thought it was brilliant.
Oh,
'Cause she
great.
went, I can talk to you through them. I said, you can.
Okay, fantastic.
She loved it. And she'd go up to them and like, Sam, you
Yeah.
know, and I'd get a beep on my phone, like I might be in the office thinking, I can't deal with that now.
And she understood she could do that
She
through
understood
the
she
cameras.
could do it.
Excellent.
Yeah,
That's really good news.
So, but at least then I could look back on the camera and think, has she had a tea tonight? No, she hasn't, so I'll bring something with me.
Okay.
So that solved that problem.
Yeah.
So it was just a case of managing each little thing as it came along.
So does she still live independently like that?
No.
Okay.
No.
What changed?
COVID.
Oh. Okay.
So,
familiar story.
Yeah. As soon as that happened, I moved Mum in with me.
Because you could work.
Because I could work and keep her at home safe. And luckily no one was going out, so that kept her. And then she could still follow television, so I'd put the television on for her.
Yep.
And I'd go and work in the conservatory. It was perfect.
Brilliant.
But then I had noticed that, I don't know whether it was because I was with her 24/7, but I'd noticed that actually she can't do half the things I thought she could, because she disguised a lot of it.
They're so good at that.
So I actually thought, you know, actually she's not very good at putting herself to bed, and she's not very good at making a sandwich and things like that. We sort of like muddled through lockdown, and then it came to the point where I had to go back to work. And I just thought, I don't know how I'm going to navigate this, because actually I've seen how bad she is now. And that was when I phoned in social services and said, look, I've got to go back to work. Luckily, it was only 2 days a week. We could carry on working from home 3.
Okay.
But I said, I need some help with her. She needs some help getting up in the mornings, getting dressed, her breakfast. And I got council carers in.
Okay. How was that experience?
Horrific.
Okay. You're not the first person I've heard say that.
Yeah.
Why?
I'd never asked for help. I didn't know the routine. I didn't know what I was entitled to. I didn't even know that I had to pay for it.
Yeah.
It'd come as a shock. I mean, I wasn't bothered about that, but nobody had explained the process.
No.
Nobody had ever been. I'd never even seen a social worker.
No.
This social worker came out and said, all right, so what do you need help with? And I said, well, someone to give her a breakfast and a medication in the morning. Okay. Right, yes, we'll put a carer in for half an hour. So I said, oh, well, she gets up about 9. So if someone could come about 9:30, that'd be great.
Sorry, I'm laughing because I know that you can't just request a time like that. But go on, how did you find that out?
So the first day this lady came, gave my mum a medication and was out in 7 minutes.
When it's meant to be half an hour. Okay.
So this was every day. This was happening. Sometimes it was 4 minutes because I was timing it on the Ring camera of them coming and going. Some were just Speedy Gonzales, where they could just literally come in, breakfast, medication, gone.
Right. And they didn't actually sit and make sure she finished the meal?
Never. So half the time the meal was left. It'd still be there when I come home from work, you know.
See, to me, I think that sounds like that should be part of the visit.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not an expert, and carers, you know, they are busy. They are on what they call a run, and they have to go from job to job, and the travel time in between is really unpredictable. But surely making sure she's eaten, just sitting with her, making sure she doesn't choke, making sure, you know, she doesn't need anything.
To the loo, anything.
That's all part of it. I would think so anyway. And
then I got the bill at the end of the month, and I thought, I've been charged for half an hour, but all these half an hours I've been charged for, not once have they stayed longer than 10 minutes. So I phoned up, oh no, you still need to pay for it.
Yeah.
But why, if they're in 10 minutes? Surely I'm only being charged for 10 minutes. No, because if mum needs the half an hour, she can have it. It's allocated to her. So you still have to pay for it. And all these things were like a learning curve. I'd never... But you pay for it because you need it. It's like, right, okay. There's nothing I can do. I need it.
Yeah.
But then the times were changing, and it's like they were coming while she was still in bed.
And getting her up? Or...
No, just putting her breakfast down on a table and then saying, come on down. And she'd come down and then they'd go.
Right, okay. So they were early?
Early, sometimes as early as 7 in the morning.
And when it's meant to be 9:30?
Meant to be 9:30.
Okay, that's interesting.
Another time, 2 carers turned up one day, but one early morning, another one at the allocated time.
Okay, but then 2 breakfasts?
2 breakfasts, but 2 lots of medication as well. The second one didn't know the first one had been.
Gosh.
So there was all these problems. I was on the phone to the care company every single day. I had them on speed dial.
Yeah.
This has happened, that's happened. And I put up with it for 9 months. And the final straw came was this carer had come in, gone out. And I just happened to look on the camera at my mum. Again, I was in work. And my mum was just sitting there sobbing.
Oh.
Absolutely sobbing. So I just thought, right, that's it. This isn't working. So I phoned the care company and I just said, I don't want you to come anymore. And the care company said, oh, you can't cancel this contract because you've gone through your social worker. I said, that's fine. Phoned social worker and I just said, enough. This has gone on for long enough. We can't carry on like this. It's distressing her.
And they agreed to that because it's hard to know when you're dealing with social worker what rights you have, what you can say. Did you have an LPA, legal power of attorney?
I did, yes. Yeah,
great. Okay, so you did actually have that right to say you didn't want that. Exactly.
And the social worker did say to me, what you're going to do? And I said, I'll figure it out. I didn't have a clue.
Wow.
I didn't have a clue what I was going to do. But I just thought, no, enough's enough. But then I got in touch with a private care company who I'm still with now, and they are amazing.
I know that story.
Amazing. Yeah.
It's night and day, isn't it?
Absolutely night and day.
And it shouldn't really be. It would be great if there was a standard of care across the board. But when you've experienced both, you do know the difference. I've got a very similar story as well. You know, we ended up... In fact, it was the opposite to them coming early. We would often be waiting in for hours. I mean, literally, same thing, a call around 9 o'clock, if possible. But sometimes we'd be there at 11,
and
waiting for an appointment, and we're thinking, and I needed help with mum showering, and she resisted showering. She didn't like it, and she didn't want me to do it. And that was why I had a carer. But that initial, working with the council contractors, it just didn't work. No. Sometimes they wouldn't come at all. And in the end, I think I complained that much. They sacked me.
Yeah.
It was the other way around. And I suddenly found myself doing it all on my own for a month before I could find a private care company.
Yeah.
And that's when things changed. So what was your experience of that?
So anyway, the manager came round, and when she told me what they do, so it's a minimum hour course, she said, we will never leave before an hour.
Okay.
And it was like, really?
Yeah.
You know, like a full hour.
They'll have time to do a jigsaw. It'd be great.
Yeah. And anyway, and then she said, we do cleaning. And I went, cleaning? It was like, wow. You know, because obviously all this was left to me.
I was going to say, that's what you need. It doesn't just support your mum, it supports you.
It was me.
Which
and I was
is
like,
great.
and she went, oh yeah, anything. And then we'll say, if there's no cleaning to do, if there's no washing to do, we'll just sit with mum. You know, we'll put a film on, we'll talk about things.
That's great.
And it was just amazing. So the week later, they started with me. I've still got them now.
Great.
I have a team of them, but it's the same girls. So it's 4 of them that come on different days, every single day.
And your mum knows them?
Oh, yeah.
And likes them?
Absolutely loves them. Loves them. Although she's as awkward as anything for them now.
Oh, really?
I feel so sorry for those girls. Only recently. Because for 3 years, you know, she's had them. But now, oh no. Does she want to get dressed? Does she yet? Me, I walk in, I go, get up, get dressed.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh, so the roles have reversed.
Totally, totally.
Yeah.
The poor girls, because even though I work from home 3 days a week, I still have them in because I start work early. Yes, I'm in the back room, but I am working. Yeah. I don't have time to get my mum up. I don't have time to put her in the shower.
No.
You know, so my carers still come in. And as I say, just recently, she's become so awkward for them. It was only last week, actually, one of them, they're all amazing. And I could hear her, Babs, can you get up for me? Babs, can you get up for me? And she must have said it about 50 times. And my mum was just lying there, just like, no. And in the end, I ran upstairs and I thought, I can't listen to this poor girl anymore. Yeah. I ran upstairs and I just said, I'm not interfering, but Mum, up.
Yeah.
And she was up like that, yeah.
That's it.
So, you know.
I know. It's funny because that's a role reversal. I was the same with Mum. I mean, I think I almost cared for her the way she parented for me. So, I mean, now you've kind of got things set up.
I could not manage without these girls. They are truly amazing. And even more so now because Mum is so much more advanced.
Yeah.
This year, Mum has gone down so much. She now can't do a thing, literally a thing. But they are just so good with her.
I'm sorry to hear your mum's declining.
Yeah.
When I met her, she was brilliant.
Yeah.
I met her, I went to pick up Mum from one of the groups that they both went to. And what was really great about Barbara was that she almost acted like she ran the group.
Oh, totally in charge.
I remember
Totally.
she would talk to me as though she was one of the staff and hasn't Mum been, Mum's been all right today. And she'd give me a little report about
I think
her.
that's what she thought she was going for, to work there.
And so she was great. She was absolutely lovely, a real character.
Yeah.
And I just thought this is somebody who's getting really great care.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. But going back to the work thing that you mentioned, I have so much admiration for you that you managed to stay in work because that for me was what I failed at.
Yeah.
I didn't realise what I was taking on.
Yeah.
My story was a bit different. Mum lived in Scotland, I lived in Manchester, so I wasn't around to do that care, the propping up care you talked about, taking over the bills, you know, making sure that she was eating, all of that. That was my sister who lived nearby. Yeah. But again, it was COVID, it was lockdown, and she fell, and it was obvious she wasn't able to live on her own. That was when her dementia got on the radar, because she had actually fooled everybody when I took her for the memory test at the GPs.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. She passed with flying colours, but only because the GP forgot what he'd asked her to remember as well. So
it's not good.
Not good. I said I could care for her, but only if she lived with me.
Yeah.
And when she arrived, I realised overnight that this was going to be a full-time job.
Big job.
And my work wasn't the kind of work, because I was almost self-employed, really. I didn't have a big a big company that I worked for. I didn't have a big network, and I had to generate my own work, and that took up so much time. I had no one to fall back on, no one to really support, and I realised I don't think I'm going to be able to keep doing that.
Yeah.
So tell me how you have managed to stay in work, because I'm so proud of you.
So, it's been a case of I'm not in a position, to give up work, nor would I want to.
No.
Because, and I don't know, I mean, it's not, I'm not the chief exec, let's put it that way. Yeah. But to me, it's like Mum's always been so proud of my job. Oh. I don't know why, but she has, you know.
Was she a working mum?
Yeah. She's always worked.
Yeah.
So no way on this earth would my mum want me to give up my job.
Quite right.
It would be easier. I have thought about it. Mm-hmm. But then again, I think if I gave up work, I would end up losing it. I can only do it because I work from home 3 days a week.
Okay.
I'm office-based 2 days. Mm-hmm. But those 2 days for me are normality.
Yeah.
Because from Tuesday night to Monday morning, it's dementia.
Yeah.
That is it. Mm-hmm. I've got no, I don't see anyone other than my mum. Mm-hmm. Apart from the poor carers, when they come, it's like, oh, it's a person. I'm going to talk to you now.
I'm going to follow you around.
I'm going to follow you around, yeah. Yeah. But being in such a strict routine.
Yeah.
And that is the only way. And it is a bit sergeant major-ish. But nothing will work unless I have got such a strict routine.
And that includes 2 days of, off caring. So 2 days in work.
In work.
And that is weirdly, work can be a bit of respite.
It's total respite.
It's a break from caring, and
absolutely,
it's, like you say, normal.
Yeah.
You're with people and you're not thinking all the time. She's always in the back of your mind, but you're not thinking all the time, I would imagine, about her and about caring and about
she's with
dementia.
The carers and she's fine, she's safe.
She's in her groups.
Yeah, she goes to daycare. Yeah. So it just works. I couldn't do it full time. I could never be office-based full time while I'm caring for my mum.
No.
Not a chance.
Have they been supportive then?
My manager is amazing.
Okay.
Again, that isn't the only other way you can do it. I did have a manager at the beginning that didn't quite understand, where I was coming from. And, you can't be a carer and work full time.
Right.
But I'm a bit like a dog with a bone, so you tell me I can't do something and I'll make sure I do.
Good for you.
So it was like, I will. Then my manager changed and I went and had a chat with her, and you dread it. You think, oh God, I've got to go through this bloody story again, and what are they going to be like? She was like, look, whatever you need, I'm here to support you. And I thought, people talk the talk, don't they? Yeah. Until I start saying, actually, I've got to take her to hospital, I've got to go to the doctors, I've got no carer, things like that. Not a problem.
Wow.
She is amazing. Worker amazing.
So what do you do exactly?
So I'm a medical secretary at the Christie.
That's the cancer hospital in Manchester, isn't it?
Yeah. So they do this thing called Carer Passport.
Great.
I think a lot of organisations are doing them now.
Good.
But it's basically, you go through all your story, you tell them what you need, and it's just to give you that flexibility.
Yeah.
That actually Mum's got a GP appointment at 9 o'clock, so I'm not going to be in till 11. And that's fine. You can make your time up another time. And, you've got to make that time up, but you do it at hours to suit you.
And it's no questions asked. You feel you can come forward, explain, Seriously, this is what you need.
I literally just send my manager an email for whatever and just say, oh, listen, I've got to take Mum to the doctor. She's not well last night. Yeah, no problem. No problem.
I'm really proud of you that you came forward and did that, because so many carers actually, because of stigma around it, and they worry about being overlooked for opportunities. They worry maybe about their colleagues resenting them, having to pick up the slack, underperforming, those kind of reviews. Am I ever going to get promoted?
Yes.
Am I going to get my money docked?
Yeah.
Not, am I able to take this leave unpaid or paid or whatever?
Yeah.
They hide it and they don't share this home life, which is actually probably going to start impacting on work.
It absolutely will. I have found that honesty is the best policy.
Yeah.
You know, if I've had a really shit night, I go into my colleagues and say I've not slept.
Yeah.
So if I fall asleep at my desk, just excuse me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But they're dead supportive as well.
That's lovely.
And that's the only way it works. I mean, you know, I'm not saying that it's easy.
No.
But you need that support network, because without that, it just wouldn't work.
I was going to ask, do you think your manager has got lived carer experience? Do you think she's done that? Because to be so empathetic, I mean, she might just be a lovely person. I'm not
sure she is, I think. I mean, she's a lot younger than me.
Okay. But she's
got children, so maybe she knows where it's coming from, you know, that all of a sudden one day they can be ill.
Yeah. And that's it. And it's really interesting you say that, because I often think if society looked at caring for an older person, particularly a parent with dementia or a partner with dementia, and the impact that has, if it had the same kind of wraparound society view that we have for toddlers, you know, for the under fives and for working parents, that might really change life for a carer.
Absolutely.
The only way to do it is to talk about it.
You've just got to be honest, you know. And I mean, there's nothing to be ashamed of, is there? You know, so my mum's got dementia, so what?
I think there's a stigma to actually being a carer.
Yeah.
Because it's not that valued. And I don't think people really, unless they've been there, fully understand how it impacts you in every way. And I think people worry about admitting being a carer.
Yeah.
But if the more we talk about it, the more people will really understand what's involved, and kind of then it just becomes normalised, and it's something you can own up to.
Yeah.
Because you're right, it isn't your fault when you become a carer.
No, this is not a job you asked for.
No.
And someone once said to me, it's just like having children, isn't it? You know, and I said, absolutely not. No, in what way? And she went, well, exactly the same. And I said, no, because you chose to have your children. I didn't choose this.
I've never had children. Have you got children?
I've got a son, one son.
Okay. So you definitely do know the difference. I didn't know the difference between having children. I always think the thing about it is mum has had a life and she has her own mind.
Yeah.
And a toddler can't quite answer back in the same way and be used to doing things. You've sort of got a weird kind of respect for them that you've got to show, but you've also got that same kind of, they need the same amount of care as a toddler. So more, and they can verbalise what they want, and they kind of know things. Toddlers are stronger. They're a lot physically, exactly. You know, you can pick it. If a toddler refuses to move, you can just pick them up.
Absolutely.
You can't pick your mum up. I mean, the image of carrying your mum down the road because you need to go somewhere is really hilarious. That just isn't reality. So there's this constant negotiation. And it's just something completely different.
As the years go on, the difference between it is, with a toddler, they get older, they get more understanding. Yeah. With dementia, they're going back.
Yeah. So it's the trajectory, one goes up, one goes down, and they cross. And I found mum got worse in terms of her physical symptoms. But weirdly, she actually got, unlike Barbara, unlike your mum, it was almost easier to care for her in some ways because she became more compliant. She wasn't that toddler.
Yeah.
The only thing that was problematic is mum wandered, which I think they call walking with purpose now.
Yeah.
Her purpose was to go back home to her mum and dad. She thought they were waiting for her. And she would want to go out every day.
Right, okay.
And we were in an apartment block. And I thought, that's safe because there's 2 or 3 doors that you have to get through, and she'll probably not figure that out. And when I realise she's missing, I can grab her.
Yeah.
But people help an adult in that situation. If you saw a toddler out there in a situation, you'd immediately stop. You'd be worried about them. Where's your mummy? Where's your daddy?
Yeah.
Who are you out here with? Whereas they would open the door for mum. You can't get out. Allow me. You know, and you think, oh no, because it's just the same as letting a toddler out into a space they don't know.
My mum's never wandered.
Really?
Never.
How come?
Never. She was classed as a wander risk in the early stages. Yeah. And wandering, like getting lost, you know.
Yeah.
But that all stopped, and she literally, I don't even know whether she knows where the front door is now.
Really?
If I actually
How
said to her,
content.
Mum, go out the front door, I don't think she'd find it.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you don't need to worry about that.
No.
That's one. You have other things to worry about.
And no.
They're all
she
different.
does in Tesco.
Oh,
when we're out
really?
in Tesco.
Really?
Oh, God, she talks to everyone and goes off with anybody.
Oh,
Anybody
okay.
at all. So I could be literally... The amount of times I say, I'm so sorry, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
In Tesco.
Yeah.
Because my mum's just grabbed someone else's trolley.
Yes.
She does it all the time. And people look and think,
They're like, well, you
what's
can
this
pay for
woman
my
doing?
shopping.
Yeah.
That'd be fine. But no.
What's this woman doing grabbing my shopping?
Yeah,
but
the apologies that you have to give.
yeah, but no, she doesn't wander, thankfully.
Mum didn't know Manchester.
No.
She'd moved from Glasgow and she got lost in the city.
Yeah.
She was terrified. I was terrified.
Yeah.
Then you have to call the police and there's all those resources. That just doesn't happen
No.
with a toddler.
No.
So we have got a lot in common, but it is very different.
Yeah.
And I've never thought about that thing of you not asking for it. You really don't.
Yeah, exactly.
And, you just have to muddle through. We've
Yeah.
talked about there not being a manual, and that's, it's all part of just getting used to it. And there are groups out there that can help you.
Yeah.
Reach out to them. Often they support the person who's living with dementia, your loved one, but they will support you.
Yeah.
And when you connect with other carers, that's when you suddenly get what
Do you know what?
need.
For me, it was like a weight had been lifted.
Yeah.
Because I was carrying everything on my own. I was dealing with authorities. I was dealing with the doctor. I was trying to support my mum. And I found that, they introduced me to other people like me. And I was like, there's people like me.
Yeah,
It was just swapping stories.
Yeah.
Because, again, nobody gives you a manual. I didn't know that, well, my mum not being able to go to the toilet on her own, is that normal? Of course it's normal.
And it's hard to talk about, but not in that group.
Absolutely. You can
say
talk about
anything.
Anything at all.
Yes, here you go.
And the amount of people that will say to me, I don't know how you do it.
Yeah.
I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, I call that the head tilt.
Yeah, it
They
is,
go, "Oh,
yeah. I don't know how you do it.
You're a saint.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I don't want to
Me
do it.
neither,
I don't
no.
want to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like the other one day this week. So Mum's had a cold this week that unfortunately has upset her stomach. And I get up for work about 6 o'clock. I'm working from home, and I got up about 6. She's never up at that time. And I thought, I can hear her talking to herself, which is not uncommon. She talks to herself all the
My
time.
mum did.
And I thought, oh, she's up. And I went in the bedroom. Oh, and she was just in a mess. And I was just like, right, okay. But when you've just got out of the shower and you think, I've now got to deal with this.
Yeah.
So I said, Mum, stand up. And the bed was a mess. I thought, I've not got time to change the bed. I'll just strip it. Well, it was a pulley sheet. So I just pulled it like that and ended up caked in all this. And my mum thought it was hilarious. And she went, I think you've got shit in your hair. But the best of it was I didn't have time to do anything. I went to the bathroom, got a flannel, wiped myself, and then I had to start work.
I know. Thank goodness for Zoom calls. They're not smelly vision.
Seriously, seriously. But
that's just day-to-day
that's
caring.
day-to-day.
It really is.
It's
it
pure
really is.
day-to-day.
All the stories that involve a giggle are usually ones that involve toilets. Honestly, I've been there. I absolutely 100% know. But going back to that idea of having a group of people and getting access to that information, that's what this podcast is for as well. We're lucky. We're able to get out of our houses. We can go to groups. We can socialise as carers.
And that is vital.
Absolutely vital.
Yeah.
For those that can't, some people are home with that person that they're caring for pretty much 24/7.
Yeah.
That's why I started the podcast, so people can hear stories like we've just been chatting and know they're not on their own.
No.
And maybe pick up some hints and tips and just get through another day, because I know it is lonely and isolating.
Do you know what? I think that's what I found the most is the isolation. And it's like I was so sociable before all this. I'm single, I've not got a partner, but I was always going on holiday with the girls and weekends away and spa days.
Yeah.
And that's just all gone.
Totally.
All of it.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, these people are still my friends, but people's lives move on as well, don't they? And
You're stuck.
I think I found that people stopped asking me to go because I couldn't.
No.
And it wasn't nasty on their part. It was almost like they were doing it to protect me because it's like, I don't want to tell you that we're all going out on Saturday because we know you can't come.
You know, you'll say, no, I can't, yeah.
And then you just sort of lose track of people and it's so lonely. It really, really is lonely. So when Beth at Together Dementia Support contacted me a few weeks ago and said, we're going on this spa night. So she said, bring mum because we're going to get someone to sit with her in the cafe.
Brilliant.
Oh my God, I could have cried.
I'll bet.
Because it was like, I'm going on a spa, you know, it was just...
Old Sam
was
back.
Amazing.
Yeah.
And, you know, just to be with the girls in this spa, just talking about normal things. We talk a bit about care, but then we talk about everyday things. You know, it was just amazing.
Felt like you again.
Absolutely, yeah.
So
it just brought that little piece of me because I've forgotten who I am.
Yeah.
It's like you lose yourself. I'm Barbara's carer.
But you're not. You're Sam. Do you ever think about the future?
Yes.
Yeah.
But I try not to too much. I've always said that I will keep mum with me as long as I can keep her safe. And that is the main thing. I'll never say never that she will never, ever go into care. Yeah. Because I think this year as well, because I've seen such a downward spiral, I try and not look at the future too much because every day is different. I don't know what it's going to bring. And if I did think about it with all the stories that you hear, it just made me depressed. So I take each day as it comes.
I am a little bit further on in the caring journey than you are. Mum passed away, and I know what it's like to not want to think about the future. I know what it's like to be burnt out.
Yeah.
You're doing such a brilliant job, Sam. to quote the podcast, Sam, you sound like you care.
I certainly do.
And thank you so much for coming in and sharing all your stories, and particularly how to stay in work, because that's something that I wish I'd known you at that time. It might have helped, and I hope it helps other people listening, because it's such a hard thing to do.
Thank you for having me.
You're very, very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening. And please like, subscribe, follow, and join our community of unpaid family carers on the Do I Sound Like I Care socials at Carer Podcast. Do I Sound Like I Care is a Libra Studios production and was produced and edited by David Barnes. See you next time.